To lubricate a link and trap, you'll need a few things. One, a penetrating oil. Two, a plastic safe penetrating oil. A Brillo pad or a Scotch-Brite pad. Some clean rags. And a grease gun. We'll start by lubricating the escapement roller, shown here. Before we lubricate it, we want to remove any target debris from the surface of the top of the roller. So by pushing the lever back and using a rag, we'll clean the top of the roller. And then spray a small amount of fluid at the top of the roller near the shaft. And then take the rag and remove any excess lubricant. We want to be careful to not leave any lubricant on the O-ring, as it could cause the stack of targets that it supports to drop and cause target breakage. So then we want to reveal the pivot shaft for the escapement lever, and we want to lubricate this point as well. Again, we want to remove any excess lubricant and make sure that we didn't get any on the rubber O-ring of the escapement roller. Next, we're going to lubricate this flange bearing at the top of the clutch. We'll clean some of this target debris away. And then spray a little bit of fluid at the top of there. All right. Moving down, there's a bearing inside this collar. So we're just going to apply some fluid to there. And again, wipe any excess that there may be. And then we're also going to lubricate this seal coming out of the motor gearbox output shaft. And again, just removing any excess fluid that target debris may stick to. All right. This linkage has a bearing in either end, one at the front where it mounts to the motor crank, and one at the rear where it mounts to the indexing link. We want to spray both of these bearings. And sometimes it's best to wipe some of this debris away. We also want to lubricate the points where this indexing shaft goes through the frame, both at the bottom and at the top. So we'll clean some of this target debris away from the bottom portion. And then apply some lubricant into the cavity between the shaft and the frame, and then wipe away any excess. At the top of the shaft, there's an aluminum link that if you press on the bottom of the shaft, a small gap will form between the link and the frame. And then try to spray some lubricant into that gap and wipe away any excess. Next, there is an adjustable turnbuckle here with bearings at either end. We want to lubricate both of those bearings. And I'm just working this back and forth a little bit to get the lubricant into the bearings. Next, we want to lubricate this indexing finger. Just apply a small amount of lubricant right there where the shoulder bolt meets the finger, and then pivot it back and forth a bit to work that lubricant into there. Along the track where the indexing bar moves, we often notice that there is target buildup. In order to clear some of that away, the Brillo pad can come in handy. A light scrub will usually remove most of the target debris. Now, you won't be able to access the point where the index bar is currently sitting, but if we power our machine on, the index block has moved and we can clean that surface. All right. We also want to lubricate our rocker switch on the control box. For this, we're going to use our plastic safe penetrating oil. So if we depress this to the release position, a small cavity will open between the switch and the housing. Spray some lubricant into there and work the switch back and forth. Okay. Next, we want to grease our magazine hub. So all magazine hubs will have a grease fitting. With our grease gun, we can put the fitting through the rails of the magazine and give it about 2 or so pumps. And we'll see that fresh grease will start to pump out of either this top nut or the space between the lower and upper hub sections. We want to wipe away any excess grease that is remaining on that fitting. And if your machine is fitted to a cart with serviceable wheels, this is a good time to also apply some grease to your wheel bearings. A few pumps is usually plenty. And again, we're just going to wipe off the excess. All right, so that is how you lubricate a Lincoln sporting machine. This is a Batu machine, but this process is very similar for all of our models.